I saw a team recommended to me via the YouTube feed. A really well-known Japanese player known as Kinugawa ended up featuring this team that showcased Entei, Lapras, Rayquaza, Arboliva, and it was winning games. So you know what? I had to try it out and see how well it could perform. Now, I don't know what the origin story is with this team. All I could get from Google Translate is this has something to do with Poke, which is the anime, and I haven't watched the anime since Generation 7, so I guess the main characters got access to all of these Pokemon. I have no clue, but all I know is I ended up watching a video from Kinugawa. He ended up winning with this team quite a bit, and I'm like, does this actually work? And I just had to try it out. Let's break the team down. First, we have the Lapras with the Water Absorb, allowing it to heal from water type moves such as Surging Strikes from Urshifu, as well as Kyogre attacks, which is very nice. And the Cover Cloak, preventing any secondary effects like a Fake Out Flinch and any speed drops like an Icy Wind or Electro Web, which is very nice. Icy Wind is going to be your move of choice as a speed control method to help support the other Pokemon. Helping Hand to help the damage output of your other partners. Dragon Cheer is the main staple with this Lapras though. What Dragon Cheer does is it increases your partner's critical hit ratio, and if it is a dragon type, it will increase it by 2 stages. You have Terra Dragon as a defensive typing on this Lapras to be able to take electric type moves better, and helps be neutral to the close combat from Urshifu, which is very positive. Next we have is the Rayquaza, and this is the partner with the Lapras. The Dragon Cheer is supposed to help out this Rayquaza with the Razor Claw, and in order to get a guaranteed critical hit ratio in the game, you need a +3 crit ratio. The Razor Claw gives the Rayquaza +1, while Dragon Cheer, if you do go for it into Rayquaza while it's a dragon type, will give it a +2, making it effectively +3, and that means a guaranteed crit ratio. If you only get +2 on the Rayquaza, if it goes for the Terra Normal, it will only be a +2, but that's still about a 50% chance to get a critical hit, which is still pretty solid. And this Terra Normal Rayquaza is actually pretty bulky and able to do quite a bit of damage with this unconventional set. Earthquake is for the spread move and also helps out against Zamazenta, which can be annoying, as well as any other steel types. Extreme Speed for that Terra Normal priority, which is important because Rayquaza is not exactly the fastest restricted out there, and prevents any form of priority from affecting Rayquaza like Sucker Punch because it is pretty frail and a mid-tier speed. The Sword Stance, of course, think about it. You're critting with Rayquaza, you're immune to the Intimidate, so you already have initial damage output. But imagine if that Rayquaza was boosted with +1 or +2. You'd be able to out damage any Shien Power Rayquaza combos or more, utilizing a guaranteed crit with the Sword Stance. So that is the idea of the Rayquaza paired with this Lapras. And this Rayquaza has some bulk in order to be able to take attacks, because Rayquaza, again, not the fastest Pokemon, so you don't need the most amount of speed, as well as it is not exactly the bulkiest of Pokemon, so you would like to be able to take the hit. And because you have the Razor Claw with the crit ratios and the Sword Stance boost, you really just all need to focus on getting one boost up in order to sweep with Extreme Speed with that priority. Next Pokemon we have is the Kleavor with the Sharpness ability and the Focus Sash, so it's able to live one hit guaranteed. And running the Terra Flying, and really all this Terra Flying is supposed to do is you're able to pair it well with the Rayquaza, with the Earthquake, and assuming you have set up with the Rayquaza, you can go for a Terra Flying with Kleavor, and you can go for like Faint Earthquake plays, which can be pretty strong with a guaranteed crit, or a +2 Rayquaza with that Earthquake with Faint, which prevents any sort of wide guard shenanigans to block it, or protects to stall out a potential situation. Can be very nice. And then you have Stone Axe, which is a strong rock type move boosted by the Sharpness that can set up Stealth Rocks to break sashes, as well as be able to chip away some pretty important Pokemon like Calyrex, Ice Rider, Incineroar, and more. The X Scissor as a strong bug type move. For the coverage, you have Feint, which is important for, again, preventing the wide guards from blocking the Earthquake, and be able to hit through Protect. And of course, you have Protect on the Kleavor. Next Pokemon we have is the Entei with the Inner Focus and the Muscle Band, an item we really don't see. It's a very slight boost to the physical attack of the Entei. I realistically think this could have been Life Orb, but it is a Muscle Band, I guess, because you want to have the bulk instead. This Entei, pretty standard with the Terra Normal to boost up another Extreme Speed. Having one Extreme Speed user is nice in Rayquaza, but what if you had two? Being able to bypass priority, be able to knock out, for instance, a Chien Pao with the double combination of the Extreme Speeds, can be a pretty powerful factor because it just ignores priority, which is strong. Inner Focus, of course, being able to block the Intimidates and prevent Fake Out flinching on the Entei, is very solid. And the only really unique thing about the Entei besides the item is the move Crunch. And Crunch is a dark type move that we don't really see on Entei. Normally we see Storming Tantrum, maybe Stone Edge as well. But this one acting for Crunch because you want to be able to hit Pokemon like Lunala and Calyx Shadow Rider, the ghost types that are immune to the extreme speeds, especially when you're trying to set up for Rayquaza. You will have to hit those ghost types. Sacred Fire, of course, for the strong fire type move that can also have a pretty nice chance to burn. Extreme speed for the priority with the Terra Normal and Protect. Next Pokemon we have is the Galarian Moltres with the Berserk ability and the Citrus Berry, which allows it to potentially get up to 2 Berserk boosts in the same game, which is pretty solid. And Terra Poison's defensive typing to help out against fairy type moves as well, which is very nice. Good into Shien, Pal, Zamazenta because you're neutral to the ice moves and resist a body press, which is fantastic. And does quite a bit with the Fire Wrath, and Air Slash has chances to flinch, which gives you opportunities to set up. And Tailwind support, very important because, again, this team isn't exactly the fastest in the speed tier land of Regulation G. And the Moltres is just really bulky because Dark and Flying is a really good defensive typing in general. And Moltres is more utilized towards defensive nature because you want to make sure you get that Tailwind set up and chip away your opponent using that Fire Wrath and Air Slash. Final Pokemon is the Arboliva with the Seed Sower and the Sylvest with the Terra Fire. And this Arboliva, you might believe it or you might not believe it, but it is the answer to help out against Miraidon, because otherwise Miraidon does look pretty threatening. You don't have any really big resist. Dazzling Gleam, Terra Fairy is doing a lot. Volt Switches are doing a lot because you don't have an electric resist other than Arboliva. And of course, in that electric terrain is going to do so much damage. So the idea here is to have that Arboliva with the Seed Sower, which is able to summon the grassy terrain when Arboliva is hit. And that a Sylvest is able to boost its special defense, so you're able to get rid of the terrain from Miraidon, as well as have that a Sylvest to take the attack better. The Terra Fire is a good defensive typing because it helps out against common fire type moves. It's able to help out against the fairy type attacks, again, like Miraidon, Dazzling Gleam. And it is nice against Calyx Ice Rider because you're also able to resist the Glacial Lances. So a pretty strong fire defensive typing with pretty good coverage across the board. Dazzling Gleam for some chip. It does some pretty strong damage. Giga Drain, of course, to have some recovery because Arboliva, other than grassy terrain, doesn't have access to recovery, so it is always nice. Pollen Puff, which is important to help set up the Rayquaza and potentially the Moltres, so it can maybe get even more Berserk boosts in the battle if necessary. And then Earth Power for the coverage to hit like Incineroar, fire types, and more. Overall, this team is really strange, and a lot of it usually focuses down because you don't have much immediate offensive pressure with this team because the Pokemon aren't exactly the highest in the attack stats. But the main goal, set up the Rayquaza, get a Saurus Dance up, or just weaken your opponent's team immediately to be put in like a double extreme speed range from Rayquaza and Entei. Really try to find those positions to get Dragon Cheer set up with the Rayquaza, or at least one Saurus Dance so it can actually sweep the team. Stone Axe is very nice on the Kleavor as a lead because you're able to go for that Stone Axe, set up the rocks, and that will help chip away your opponent for those positions. Arboliva is a very important pivot Pokemon on this team and important for Pollen Puff recovery because this team, again, not fast, so it will be taking a lot of damage and is threatened by 2 shots. You want to make sure that Rayquaza is around. If you would like to check out the details of the team and Kinugawa, who did have the original video, I believe this was originally a viewer team, they'll be listed in the description down below. We have Zamazenta, Rillaboom, Chien-Pao, Pelipper, Urshifu, and a Landorus Incarnate. Alright, probably safe to assume it's going to be the Water Urshifu. This is going to be pretty scary. Zamazenta, not an easy mon to deal with. I think what's throwing me off is Terra. Terra Ghost on Chien-Pao is really tough, I think, for this team. Although probably a lot of things are difficult for this team. How am I beating Rain? Probably Lapras. Lapras is really good here. And we do have... I wish we were Terra Ghost instead of Terra Dragon, but I guess it can't be helped. I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I beating the Zamazenta right away? Because it is not an easy one. It is not an easy one. I think I'm going to lead Rayquaza. I'm trying to think because I would assume it's Scarf Urshifu on this, but I think this is Scarf Urshifu on this team, or would I think it's Scarf Landorus on this team? That would be difficult. I think I want to lead Lapras though, because I think Lapras, I need Icy Wind set up for the strategy. Like, this is just going to be super difficult. I think it's probably the Moltres as a lander switch in, as well as the Arboliva, which is my only water switch in. Like, I don't think I could really afford to bring Entei because we are facing Rain Landorus, which I don't think it's great. Even though we have, like, there's Xian Pao, there is the Zamazenta. It's like, they have Rain. They're going to set it up. I can't stop it. Zamazenta Landorus is an interesting lead. Okay, versus Lapras and the Rayquaza. All right. They can't really threaten the Rayquaza, which is actually pretty nice here. Okay. I could go for a Terra. I most likely will Terra the Lapras in this game. Yeah, I would Terra the Lapras in this game. I'm thinking of going just for a Terra Dragon Icy Wind immediately. Plus a... I think Swords Dance. The question is, I want Dragon Cheer. I feel like I'd probably Icy Wind first. It's really weird because it's Rayquaza as Earthquake and not the... Yeah, it is Earthquake. Let's see, and not the Dragon Descent, but we will go for the Icy Wind immediately, plus the Sword Stance with Terra Dragon. We got to make sure we survive the Body Press. Sure, I guess I could go for Protect with my Lapras, but I feel like I'm going to have to Terra eventually, and I'd rather just set up now. Let's see how this is going to be handled. I wonder if we can threaten the knockout into the Zamazentas quicker than they would expect. Body Press going to come out. It's not Scarf Landorus. We actually take that pretty well. Sludge Bomb just going to be fired off into Rayquaza, which is fine. We can't get poisoned because it's most likely Sheer Force on Landorus. We get the Sora Sands up with the Rayquaza, and Icy Wind will connect with both the Landorus and the Zamazenta, which is pretty nice. Okay, sweet. All right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now what? Now what is the question? We can go for Earthquake here. I don't know. We probably KO the Zamazenta, I'd imagine. I think I'm going to go for the Earthquake Protect here. Because if he gets the KO in the Zamazenta, that is so huge for the rest of my team. Like, because I actually have a switch in a Body Press. And if they switch out to Landorus, this is really good because we get an Earthquake on whatever the partner is. That Xian Pao for the Body Press? Oh, please tell me it's Body Press and not Heavy Slam. This could be amazing for us. This could be amazing for us. I will protect my Lapras right here to prevent the Body Press from KOing. We're going to see Earthquake is going to come out. Do we KO? I think with the Sword of Ruin we might, because this is a... Oh, wait, we're not guaranteed to crit here. But... Well, guess what? We don't need a Dragon Cheer always to KO. Goodbye, Zamazenta. You know what's crazy? I think if I Dragon Descent, I might have KO'd Zamazenta too. So that's actually a very interesting switch to Xian Pao, but it worked out. Landorus is going to come out. Very fair. Now I'm just able to click Extreme Speed here. Like, Extreme Speed is super safe. Yeah, I can Extreme Speed the Landorus. They probably think I don't have Extreme Speed, potentially. I'm going to go for Extreme Speed into the Landorus, and I'm going to go for the Icy Wind. This covers Terra Ghost from Xian Pao, and I'm not playing against Terra Ghost Xian Pao. We're going to see a Terra come out. I think this probably is Xian Pao. Perfect. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So, Extreme Speed into the Landorus, and we get an Icy Wind. If we KO Xian Pao, that's the next biggest threat, because I have all Ice Weaknesses in the back. All right, we get the Extreme Speed off in the Landorus. The Landorus goes down. Excellent. So Landorus is eliminated. Let's see what the Xian Pao went for. It is going to be the Ice Spinner, and it targets Rayquaza. But Rayquaza, you have done your job. Thank you so much for KOing the Zamazenta. Please land this Icy Wind. I need to land this Icy Wind. Thank you. That knocks out the Xian Pao. There's no more Terra on my opponent's side. It's a 3v1. And even though probably all of my opponents' Pokemon are probably like more threatening than mine, I should have enough tools to beat the... And that is a very interesting start towards this game. Very interesting start towards this game. Only on this channel. Make sure you subscribe. You only get this kind of content here on this YouTube channel. Raging Bolt, Iron Valiant, Urshifu, Landorus Incarnate, Calyx Ice Rider, and Amoonguss. This is the team that got second. No, there was a Pelipper over Amoonguss, but pretty close. Actually, no, was it Pelipper over Raging Bolt, or was it Pelipper over Amoonguss? But You get what I mean. All right. This team really difficult because Amoonguss is very, very annoying to deal with for the team. Oh, this is bad. How do I stop Amoonguss from sporing my team? Like, realistically, how do I stop Amoonguss from sporing my team? I just don't see how I'm stopping Amoonguss from sporing my team. Ah, dang it, man. I'm gonna lead Entei because it's pretty good offensively against my opponent in general. I think I'm gonna lead Entei plus. Am I going with the Galarian Moltres? Maybe. I think it's the Entei plus Galarian Moltres have Lapras and the Rayquaza back. I was thinking of Arboliva because Arboliva could help. It's also nice against Raging Bolt. I don't have good Raging Bolt, and this is going to be a rough game. The problem with Arboliva is I think a lot about this game is determined by Rayquaza getting set up. So I think I need the Lapras, and I think I need the Rayquaza, but I have no way to immediately threaten the Amoonguss. That's the problem. I don't have a flying type move on the Rayquaza, so I can't one-shot it immediately and then try to sub later. So we're going to try to go for some Sacred Fire Burns, maybe an Air Slash. We're going to see Urshifu plus Iron Valiant lead is very curious here. Okay. Booster energy on the Iron Valiant. Speed, sure. Who are you Surging Strikes? Who are you going to go for Surging Strikes against? That's the key question. I really would like to avoid tearing my Moltres here. I might have to. Ah, this is super rough. I think I'm going to go Lapras for the Entei, and I think I'm just going to set up a Tailwind. Gonna hope that they don't double the Moltres, but if they do, like, I had to get the call right. It's either one Surging Strikes is coming out. I don't know who into, because is this coaching Surging Strikes into Moltres? That's bad. Yeah, I needed to go for. Well, actually, no. This is still ideal. The Citrus Berry will heal. Ah, this is gonna be so rough. Get the Berserk and a Tailwind. All right. Lapras is faster than Iron Valiant, which is or Shifu, I guess, which is helpful. Unless it's Jolly. If it's Jolly, I'm screwed. And damage-wise, it might be Jolly. I think I'm just gonna Icy Wind here, and I'm just gonna go for Protect with the Moltres. I might be thinking Protect in front of an Urshifu. I want the speed drop on Iron Valiant because I think it's faster than my Galarian Moltres because I don't have any speed on the Galarian Moltres. They went for Moonblast. Perfect. I get the Icy Wind. I also get the Break of Focus Sash, which is really nice. Okay. All right, we get a huge Icy Wind into Ursh and the Iron Valiant. Okay, that's big. That's really big because I need that speed drop. They go for close combat. They target the Lapras. Goodbye, Lapras. Thank you for your work. Unfortunately, I need to sack you here. And we are bringing out Rayquaza now. I could bring out Entei too, but I think it's always Rayquaza. I think I always Air Slash the Iron Valiant and I go for a Swords Dance. Aqua Jet shouldn't KO the Moltres. I need one Swords Dance in this game for sure, so I do go for the Swords Dance and I go for the Air Slash. Let's see. Hopefully no Protects. From the Iron Valiant. If it's Urshifu, that's fine. If it's Urshifu, that'd be ideal. They might fear that they might get double knocked out threatened, so I could definitely see some pivoting or Protect sacking. But let's see. All I know is the Ursh, unless it has a random Ice Punch, shouldn't threaten the Rayquaza. We're going to see a Terra come out. Oh, no. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay, that's better. That's better. If I flinch the Iron Valiant, this is fine. I did not think they were actually going to go for the Terra because I could have Dragon sent that slot and Air Slash the other, but okay. A lot of damage actually in Iron Valiant. They Moonblast my Moltres. Okay. Okay. Go out into Entei. It's still scary, but they have Parad, which is actually important. I think I can go for Extreme Speed to clean up the Urshifu, and I can go for a Crunch into the Iron Valiant. Terra normal +2 Extreme Speed should always KO Ursh. Should always KO Ursh. Just a stronger than Chien Pao Extreme Speed combo. It's better KO or I'm going to be super upset. We also have a crit chance, I guess, with the Scope Lens too. This should be Protect from Valiant. No Protect. That's massive, actually. Goodbye, Ursh. And let's say goodbye to Valiant. Beautiful. The fighting types are gone, so now I have a huge position. All right. Unfortunately, the back is still scary because it's a Moongus Calyx Ice Rider most likely, and we're gonna have to play games against it, but manageable. Calyx Ice is definitely in the bag. The question is who's the partner. If it's not a Moongus, it's so much easier, but I would expect a Moongus always. Oh, Raging Bolt. So I don't know what Raging Bolt this is. We can't see booster energy because we saw it on the Iron Valiant. It could be a Life Orb or could be, yeah, probably is Life Orb or Assault Vest. So I don't know who they want to respect. Are they going to respect me doubling up the Calyx Ice Rider, or are they going to attempt to Trick Room? I think I attempt to Earthquake and Protect the Entei. I think Raging Bolt could be Assault Vest on this team, which is why I want to go for that Earthquake. Because we should be able to knock out the Raging Bolt here, hopefully. And we get good damage into Calyx up in the range of Extreme Speed or Sacred Fire the next turn. Nice. Goodbye, Raging Bolt. Amazing. They don't Thunderclap because of the Extreme Speed pressure. They probably did not expect that. And high horsepower into Entei. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, man. We go for the Extreme Speed into Cali. And I guess we go for Crunch into Cali because we have Crunch as well. Oh, that is amazing. No Protects even, so... Very Raging Bolt, just finding a position to get a Source Hands up with Rayquaza during the fightings. Although it was risky because they actually decided to Terra Ghost. They actually decided to Terra Ghost. But they didn't go for the Rayquaza, thankfully. If they went for the Rayquaza, completely different story. But... got lucky with their targets. They protected Ursh because they were fearing a fly move into that slot. And I really capitalized there. Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Whimsicott, Miraidon, Farigiraf, Urshifu, and Iron Hands. World Champ team. Never a fun team to deal with. What am I going here? I mean, it's just really tough to beat the Miraidon consistently, I think. Yeah, especially with Farigiraf too. I don't know if they're going to bring Farigiraf, but it's definitely a threat. I feel like I always bring Entei for sure. Yeah, I want to bring Entei. It's good offensively. I think I have to go... I need to figure out a way to set up... I think I gotta hope that they just don't bring Farigiraf and I'm able to set up the Rayquaza the way I want to. I think that's like my hope. I think I'm going to lead Entei and... I want to lead Entei. I think I want to lead Entei. I think Entei Rayquaza is not a bad lead here. Oh, this is tough. I need Lapras to set up the strategy and I need Arboliva. I don't know. I would need to think a lot more about this matchup because it's just really awkward to position against Miraidon. Because like the way you're stopping a Miraidon from sweeping your team is the Assault Vest Arboliva, which could be a good lead. I have no idea if they're leading Iron Hands plus the Miraidon or if they're going to lead like Ogerpon Miraidon, which both destroy me realistically. So I can't really do that. Miraidon for Rigraff is actually a really solid lead for me. Okay. So this works out, I guess. Unfortunately, they did bring the Farigiraf. This matchup doesn't already. This matchup already looks pretty bad. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Draco Meteor, but it should be acceptable. I need to start getting rid of Farigiraf. I'm gonna Sacred Fire and go out into Arboliva. I gotta get rid of this electric terrain. Gotta get rid of this electric terrain. If they target the Entei, I don't know if you target the Entei, if you target the Rayquaza, because I realistically have no idea like what you're expecting from this duo right here. I'm going to Arboliva to pray that they target down that slot with a Draco Meteor or a Dazzling Gleam. I think even on an Electro Drift would help. Are you going for Dazzling Gleam? Terra Fairy is really strange here. Yeah, they went for Terra Fairy. There's no way you went for this play unless... Maybe you did go for... I mean, if you went for Gleam, that's fantastic for me. I get free chip. That's perfect. I did so much to Entei. Okay, I was about to say that's a crit. That's still really bad that I got crit, but I'll take it. I wish I Sacred Fire to Miraidon, but... I need to get rid of Farigiraf to set up for my strat. Burn is nice because of the foul play damage reduction. It did foul play. Perfect. Okay, I don't know if you KO. This is gonna be weird. The terrain is up, which is nice. The Miraidon I'm probably gonna swap out now. I can use that turn to capitalize. I'm just gonna go for a Sacred Fire and a Miraidon because if they switch in Iron Hands, I have the chance to burn, which is massive, and I'm gonna Pollen Puff and get my Entei back to healthy. If they go for Helping and Dazzling Gleam and that KOs, it's really bad, but I can't tell. I don't think it will because of the crit didn't knock out with the electric terrain. Now that grassy terrain's up, I just don't think so. Rig is gonna switch out. That's going into Iron Hands. Okay. You go for Dazzling Gleam, but I don't think that's KOing Entei because it had the electric terrain previously. Yeah, I didn't think so. Helping Hand would have, but I guess I took a risk. Sacred Fire into Miraidon. Oh, that is a nice revenge crit, Entei. And 2-on-2 on Sacred Fire burns. Beautiful. Get a Pollen Puff to heal the Entei. Very solid. Very solid. Okay. Absolutely beautiful. Are you gonna go for Drain Punch? I don't have a switch to Drain Punch. You should just switch out Miraidon into the Farigiraf. So I'm gonna Sacred Fire the... Actually, do I Sacred Fire? I Sacred Fire. Yeah, I Sacred Fire easily. I was thinking of Crunch, but that's greedy, I think. Arboliva. If it's the same Iron Hands, it should be slower. I guess I could go for Dazzle if I want, or Pollen. Actually, I'd Giga Drain here. You know what? I'm going to Sacred Fire the Iron Hands, and I'm just going to Giga Drain the Miraidon. Because if I get the burn on Iron Hands too, that's great, right? Might as well. Yeah, Farigiraf comes out. So I get a free Giga Drain off. Sacred Fire was not KOing, but I get more Giga Drain healing off this, and I get a chance to burn the Iron Hands. 3 for 3. Entei is not playing around. Entei is not playing around. And Giga Drain goes over because we got the crit. I don't know. The crit probably mattered with the grassy terrain, but that's just so funny. I actually would have probably preferred Farigiraf staying around though, because that was a perfect timing to set up my... I mean, I guess this isn't too bad because I was like, okay, if Farigiraf does live, I just go for Crunch the next turn and I Sword Stance up with my Rayquaza, and then I think I just win by clicking Extreme Speed. But I guess that's not what needs to happen here, so I'll take it. So Urshifu comes in. I think I just win by setting up Rayquaza. I'm going out into Lapras for the Entei slot, and I think I'm just going to go out into Rayquaza for the... Did I risk the Arboliva? I think I'd rather... I just sack the Arboliva because I easily can beat the Miraidon because I got the Miraidon super low from the earlier attacks. We go out in a Lapras. I'm surprised he disrespected the Arboliva. Like, I think you needed the close combat into the Arboliva. Now you're in extreme speed range with 2 Pokemon. I don't have to set up now. I just win. Arboliva and Entei kind of being demonic in this game. They go for Drain Punch, so be it. I'm just gonna Icy Wind the Mons here. I just Icy Wind Giga Drain. I guess I could Earth Power to hands because extra damage on hands is actually not bad. Close combat probably doesn't knock out Lapras. And I just Earth Power the Iron Hands for chip. They go for close combat into the Arboliva because now they respect the Arboliva. Now they respected it. But it might be a little bit too late because we get the Icy Wind off. We get the KO into the Ursh. And then we can extreme speed clean up with Entei, which would be super ideal. Yeah. They go for Drain Punch. Low kick, okay. Lapras actually still took a ton of damage from that. All right, do I want to go Rayquaza? Yeah. Because I can just extreme speed, Dragon Cheer, set up for a really good end game, or my Rayquaza to clean up. Beautiful. Beautiful. I actually can't believe how this worked out. Especially like 3 Sacred Fire burns. That's crazy. Entei, such a trooper. Such a trooper. There's no way Miraidon lives extreme speed at this range. Granted, I didn't need to crit on Farigiraf. I don't think I needed to crit on Miraidon because I could have went for a Terra normal endgame instead, or Helping Hand even. But yeah. Dragon Cheer, extreme speed. And we'll be fine. Iron Hands doesn't get upper hand, right? Extreme speed gonna come out of Miraidon, picks up the knockout. Beautiful. Exactly what we wanted. Surprised to see again Dazzling Gleam turn 1 because I really thought it was just gonna be Draco, but I guess they wanted to cover in case I had Terra Fairy on the Rayquaza. We go for Dragon Cheer. So now the Rayquaza has a guaranteed crit ratio into their team. They go for Wall Charge, so they take extra recoil. Wow, that did nothing. That did absolutely nothing. And I think I'm just going to Helping Hand Earthquake, and that should knock out Iron Hands easily. So we'll go for Helping Hand Earthquake and one-shot the Iron Hands. The battle's going to be forfeit, but am I surprised? No. Good job, Entei. Good job. All right, we have Fluttermane, Zamazenta, Chien-Pao, Amoonguss, Chi-Yu, and Latios. Interesting combinations. Zamazenta's always concerning Mon here. Okay. How do I want to beat this team? Can I beat this team? Entei is pretty good against this team. They have to respect the Entei. So I'm going to lead my... I don't think I could really go with Rayquaza Lapras as a lead with how fast their Mons are. I think I probably have to play defensive. I think I bring Moltres in the back. I think Rayquaza Lapras in back as a setup is probably what I need. Entei's pretty good offensively against this team. The Moltres, I think I go for the Terra. I think Moltres is the Terra because I just don't really see... I would love to Terra Rayquaza, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult to Terra the Rayquaza in the normal against the Fluttermane, and probably Terra Ghost Chi-Yu as well as a Terra Ghost Chien-Pao. Because if I do Terra with my Rayquaza, that means I have to find a lead that allows me to actually get like a Swords Dance setup and damage at the same time. That's pretty rough when I don't have the best switches for body press, which is why I'm going for the Terra Moltres game plan and getting Tailwind up, because I think it might be better. So let's see what they lead. Are you going to lead POW plus? Yep, POW, Zamazenta. Not surprising at all. Against Moltres and Entei. All right. I'm just going to go for the Terra Poison, go for the Tailwind, and go for a Protect because there is a chance that they double up the Entei, which would not be a fun situation. So I'm always going to go for the Terra Poison here. The Terra Poison's Moltres should allow me to be able to tank attacks just fine, especially a body press easily. They go for Protect with POW, which is actually great for me because I was thinking like I wasn't going to be able to get the KO on POW, but that is fantastic. They protect the Entei. I protect Entei. Are they body pressing the Entei? Nice. So I wasted my Terra, but I mean, I'll take that. That's a good trade for me regardless. That's a good trade. They probably expected Moltres to protect in the Sacred Fire, and that's why they risked it, but it really worked out for me. Beautiful, beautiful. Now they do not have a switch for Sacred Fire and Fiery Wrath, and that is the play I always go for here. I guess I could Air Slash. Do I want to Air Slash? No, because I could get the flinch chance into the Zamazenta. There's no way you click Wide Guard in the spot. We are going to see the switch from the Qianpao into the Chi-Yu. I mean, I still got good damage in Chi-Yu even if like both of these attacks are resisted, so it's not too bad. Yeah, like this is still pretty good. I could have got Air Slash, but sure. Sacred Fire lands, which is great because I get a good amount of damage into Chi-Yu and a Fiery Wrath. Okay, really nice turn. Really nice turn. Okay. I think I just go for Protect and get an Air Slash off into the Chi-Yu this turn. I do need damage on the Zamazenta at some point though. Can I go for a Sacred Fire Air Slash? Well, I don't want to. No, I need Entei around or I'm losing to the Qianpao. I think I'm just going to I think Air Slash Zamazenta is not a bad play actually. The Chi switches out, which is fine. Is this Qianpao? I thought they were going to try to get the Qianpao in. Okay, Latios comes in. And a Terra and a Dragon. Okay, that makes sense. I'd imagine this Dragon. Yeah, it's always Dragon. Okay, perfect. So they're going for a Wide Guard to prevent the Latios from being... Actually, would you? I guess you don't have to. You could go for Body Press and Entei still. I have Crunch on the Entei. I don't know if they're expecting that, but I do have Crunch on the Entei, which could help out. No, they did Wide Guard. Okay. That's actually really nice for me. Perfect. As I go for the Air Slash into the Zamazenta because I want to chip. I don't know if you're expecting Crunch, Vid. I don't know if you're going to expect Crunch, but I am going to go for a double up into Latios with Crunch Air Slash and hope that they try to get greedy and get a Tailwind up this turn so they could go offensively the next turn. Let's see. Let's see. I hope I live one Luster Purge with Moltres, which I probably should be able to. Nice. They went for Wide Guard again. Hopefully this is enough, but otherwise it would probably put you into extreme speed range, so it should be okay regardless. Crunch gonna come out into Latios. Good damage. Here is an Air Slash. Goodbye, Latios. We have forced it. It's so funny. We have forced a Terra on the Zamazenta. We have damaged a Chi-Yu. We have chipped the Zama a little. And we have not lost a single HP yet. We have only traded our Terra. It has been a beautiful start. Granted, even with this beautiful start, it's still very easily losable. That's how sad this is. But on the bright side, the Chi-Yu should always go down to extreme speeds from my Entei, which is good. And the Qianpao also can't go for a Terra Ghost. So that's actually really good for us. It should always be... If you go Chi-Yu, I just protect Tailwind. If you go Qianpao, I probably Tailwind's extreme speed. Yeah, I think that's always the play. Chi-Yu comes in. Actually, do I even do that? I don't even know if you can threaten to KO on a Moltres realistically. I don't even think I have to target a Chi-Yu at this point in the game either. Extreme Speed might KO the Chi-Yu, but I'm skeptical about the damage. I am skeptical about the damage, even with Muscle Band, which is just so funny, but... You know what? I'll Extreme Speed the Chi-Yu in a Tailwind. Because in case they overheat into Heavy Slam, it does. Oh, just barely. I knew I had suspicion, but they Dark Pulse to Moltres and Heavy Slam double up, so I was right. I do survive, so I got free damage basically. I get a free Berserk boost. Citrus Berry healing. Do we get the Tailwind up? Nice. Okay, that's really, really good. Really good. How fast is this Moltres? Do we outspeed Chi-Yu? No. With Scarf? Probably not. I just Extreme Speed the Chi-Yu again, and I'm just going to go for Fire Wrap because if they Wide Guard, so be it. We see the Chi-Yu retreat, which is perfect. So this is Pow coming in. So I get a free Extreme Speed into Fire Wrap combo into Pow. I'm probably going to go for the Body Press and the Entei and get rid of the Entei because the Entei's been a threat this entire game. Extreme Speed into the Pow, get some pretty good damage. That's perfect for my Rayquaza later on. Here's the Fire Raft. We get some good damage. And do we get the flinch? Nope. Body Press going to come out, but that's fine. Into Entei, so be it. Still going to go for Extreme Speed, and I'm still going to go for Fire Raft. I just spam Extreme Speed into the Pow slot until I can. Because I still get good damage into Zamazenta regardless, and we still have the flinch chances. They're probably going to protect, but I mean, I always just make sure that they can only get 1 KO instead of 2, because if I, let's say, target down the Zamazenta, then they could get a cheeky Sucker Punch knockout into Moltres. I don't think it's ever worth it. I have multiple Extreme Speed mods, so I think it's just better to always just click Extreme Speed and Fire Wrath. Because these Fiery Rafts are adding up into the Zamazenta. Yeah, like another one will KO the Zamazenta. And they go for Body Press. Okay. Like if they KO the Moltres with Heavy Slam, I sent in Rayquaza, I went for Swords Dance, and I was in a very good spot. Now I just go out into Rayquaza here. Yeah, I always go Rayquaza. And I click Extreme Speed into the Pow, and I click Fiery Wrath. Yeah. They probably Wide Guard to protect the Zamazenta here. Probably, I would sack the Chi-Yu if I was them and go for Protect. Then you could protect the Pow, but even then, like, yeah, they just realized that it's just impossible to win with Extreme Speed pressure from Rayquaza still around. So I'm just able to win the game. Beautiful. Entei plus the Galarian Moltres, man. It's crazy how much that it was able to do. Like, actually crazy how much I was able to do that turn. Zamazenta, Chien Pow, Raging Bolt, Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, and Amoonguss. I really don't like facing these teams, Zamazenta, Chien Pow, but we'll see what we can do. I think I'm probably just leading Entei, Galarian Moltres, because Entei pressures the Chien Pow and can threaten to burn on Zamazenta. They got respected. Good into Flutter. It's my only good Pokemon in the Flutter main. Bring Rayquaza in the back and Lapras. If I can set up the Rayquaza, that'd be nice. It really just depends because Terra-wise, I think it's always the Galarian Moltres. Unless lead-wise, it's like viable for me not to. Resisting the Body Press, being neutral to Icicle Crash, I think it's just way too good here. And I don't need Terra Normal on the Raging. Terra Normal on the Rayquaza. This is gonna be rough because Chien Pow Terra Ghost threat is just so bad for this team. It really is. I gotta make sure I'm locked in here. Raging Bolt super threatening. They just have so much threatening. Amoonguss also. But granted, thankfully the The two that I'm leading with are good into Amoonguss, assuming they don't Terra. If they Terra and they Terra Water, well, not much I could do. We're gonna see the Raging Bolt Zamazenta lead. Okay. Versus Entei and the Moltres. Okay. Ah, this is gonna be pretty rough. I would love the chance to burn the Zamazenta, because if I get a burn in a Zamazenta, allows Rayquaza to potentially set up, which is huge. I think I go for the Tailwind and I just go for Sacred Fire. This is probably just Body Press and an Electro type move. They might protect Electro Web, which would be fair, but let's find out. Unfortunately, I am going to be taking a lot of damage from the start, but I do need to. Zamazenta protects, that's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Electro Web. If it's Electro Web, I guess it's easier to deal with, though. Alright, Tailwind gonna go up with the Moltres. Electro Web? Volt Switch. Okay, that's fine. That did a lot. Okay. So Volt Switch usually means it is Assault Vest, so it's easier for my Rayquaza, I suppose, that I don't have to worry about Life Orb. Just coming in. Qianpao, Flutter. Okay. This might be a Thunder Wave Flutter, so Entei might not have the best spot here. I think I'm going to protect the Entei and just scout for the Flutter, and I'm just going to go for Fire Wrath to get chip damage. Just I'm trying to figure out how am I setting up a position for my Rayquaza, and it's just looking so rough. Looking so rough. Because Entei is now faster than Speed Booster Flutter if they have a decent amount of speed. I'm hoping that this is Thunder Wave in the Body Press. Icy Wind. I don't think that allows Entei to outspeed. Okay. Wait, that's actually good for me. Or does Zamazenta to outspeed the Entei? Icy Wind. Body Press is an Entei. Perfect. If I get rid of Flutter, that's huge for my Rayquaza later on. Damage is damage, so I'll take it. I'm gonna Sacred Fire to Flutter, and I think I go Lapras here, because like with the Icy Wind on Moltres, I shouldn't be faster than the Zamazenta, so I have no chance to flinch the Zamazenta anymore. Air Slash Chip is negligible. Maybe it might matter in the long run, but I think if I want to set up a position for Rayquaza, it's get into Lapras now. It's immune to Icy Wind Speed Drop, and they might protect on the last turn of the Tailwind. So I can maybe set up my Rayquaza in the late game. Icy Wind, that's fine. Please Sacred Fire KO to Flutter. Nice. Okay. So Flutter goes down. This is Body Press into that slot. Yep. Okay. There's still a lot, and I mean a lot, that is bad about this spa, but it's playable. We're going out into Rayquaza. And we're hoping that my opponent overthinks some positions, because even now I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how am I even managing this position? Like, if they bring in the Raging Bolt, which they do, please fear the Rayquaza. Please fear the Rayquaza and just protect the Zamazenta. Or double up the Rayquaza. Double up the Rayquaza. I'm going for a Dragon Cheer because I need the Dragon Cheer into Rayquaza, and I don't think I can afford to Terra, because if I Terra with Rayquaza into a Body Press, we're just screwed. Also, that means I probably just lose to POW anyway. I just gotta hope they don't body press the Lapras this turn. I gotta hope that this is a protect. From Zamazenta, Subtle Protect over Rayquaza. Hopefully they fear like something. A wide guard. Okay, wait, that's good. That's good. We Dragon Cheer our Ray. Oh, please let me cheese them. I think I could cheese them. A Electro up. Yep, exactly as I expected. Oh, please, please don't go for wide guard this upcoming turn. Wait, do I still have Tailwind up? No, wait. Yeah, I don't have Tailwind up. Okay, I was about to say. Please don't wide guard. I'm going for Helping Hand Earthquake and just praying that they give me this opportunity, man. I really need to. Otherwise, I could just Swords Dance, and Swords Dance would have been a good spot, but like, I think they're safe to attack here. I think they are going to attack. Please. 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 Oh man, there's so much on the line here. There's so much on the line. Helping Hand gonna come out from the Lapras. No! Wait, did I play my opponent before? Why are you wide guarding? Did I win? Maybe? Do they know the team? They might. I didn't KO Lapras, which is actually crazy. Oh, that is such a shame. I have an out, but it's not pretty out. They're gonna wide guard probably again because you always want to prevent the EQ. I'm gonna go for an air slash flinch into Raging Bolt and Swords Dance. Did I actually? Did they know? I know that this was streamed by a well-known Japanese player, so they might actually know. Like they might have watched that stream. Or was it streamed? I think it was a video. It might have been both. No, I'm not exactly sure. I know I found it from a video. I don't remember if it was a stream too. But regardless, I think our only out is hope they wide guard. Exactly. We get a Swords Dance off and we air slash. I'm not going for Terra Normal because they can always just like I have to go for this because I can't afford to use the Terra yet because the Zamazenta hasn't Terra. Wait, they went for Electro Whip again? Interesting. Okay. Okay. -1 Moltres. It depends on this. All right. We take risks. Actually, I don't think I can win unless I think I have to hope just Raging Bolt just misses an attack into Ray because I don't think they're going to go for wide guard because I can just Tailwind Extreme Speed. I think they're going to go for Body Press into the Ray, cover for it. I kind of need to Tailwind up if possible. It really just depends on how fast this Raging Bolt is and can I outspeed it. I just don't think I can. I'm pretty sure that the Moltres having no speed is just going to mess me up here. I just got to hope that they give me an Earthquake opportunity. Wait, they Thunderclap the Moltres. What? Wait, what? Yeah, I didn't think that would one-shot the Ray. I was praying for a miracle. I was saying it. This should KO both. Okay. Okay. We have an out. We have an out. I've been saying we have an out this entire time. We actually do. This is POW. Yep. Is this Terra Ghost? I mean, I think we always just double protect the scout. Even if we waste a tailwind turn, I don't outspeed Qianpao because I literally have -2 speed on the Ray, -1 speed on the Moltres, and the Moltres is slow. They protect the scout, which makes sense. Okay. I think I always go for extreme speed plus fire wrath. Oh, there might be a 50-50 involved coming up. But I think we Terra Poison to always survive one hit from Pow. So the thing is, if this is not Terra Ghost Pow, they lose. Because extreme speed will always put Pow into sash range, and Moltres will always be able to get one fiery wrath off. I guess assuming no crits or flinches from the Pow. They not Terra? I don't think they Terra'd. They didn't Terra, they just guarantee lose here. At least I'm pretty sure. There's so much that could go wrong. Okay, wait, no, they did not Terra. They had Terra, right? We're not crazy? They had Terra. Am I crazy? They Ice Shard the Ray they Ice Shard the Ray because they thought that I didn't have extreme speed at that point, which I guess is fair because I was never going for it. Or I don't know. The thing is, I feel like you only wide guard in that position if you know that the Rayquaza has an Earthquake. Like, I just don't see why you would. So you probably not have extreme speed. Maybe it's Stellar Terra. Maybe it's Stellar Terra Pow, and they just had no out. Trust me, I don't know how I won this one either. I was going for a throw. They performed one of the biggest major throws possible because they went for Thunderclap, and it really worked out for me. Grovyle, Primarina, Calyx Ice Rider, Farigiraf, Amoonguss, and Torkoal. Oh, this is some pledge strat. I think I've seen this before with like Focus Sash on Grovyle and Endeavor as well. So I'm gonna have to keep in mind. Okay, because pledge is interesting to say the least. How am I beating pledge? Can I just KO the Grovyle immediately? I might be able to. You know what's actually funny? This Kleavor is actually pretty decent against the team. I would say I would always bring it. Man, there's actually quite a few Pokemon that actually might be good here. I don't think I'm bringing Arboliva. Assault Vest is nice for the Primarina. If I don't bring it, I'm going to have a really tough time against Primarina, aren't I? Which stinks because I really want Moltres in this game. Moltres is pretty dang good here. I mean, pretty good. I guess it's not nasty plot, so it has less usage across the board. I like Entei a lot too. Entei's really good. I think I'm going to do Entei plus Kleavor. Yeah, let's do Entei plus Kleavor. If I just stop bringing Ray here, I could see a world where I just am not able to bring Ray because there is the Farigiraf preventing the priority. There's so much that could go wrong here. You know, I might be crazy. I'm gonna try Lapras and Arboliva. No restricted. No restricted. This might be one of the craziest decisions that I made, but I'm like, okay, can I actually set up with Ray? I mean, there is Airlock, which does prevent the Torkoal Eruption from doing a lot of damage, so that's nice, but it's just such a big Glacial Lens target. Like, I don't even know my opponent would bring the Torkoal. I think we're going to see Primarina, Grovyle, and I think it's probably going to be Calyx Ice Rider plus one other, and it's most likely going to not be the Torkoal. All right. So Grovyle plus Primarina. I do have the access to Feint and Extreme Speed. I don't actually know if Entei is faster than Grovyle. Probably not, because this is probably max speed Grovyle. I think I'm just going to go for Stone Axe into the Primarina, and I'm going to go for a Sacred Fire attempt into the Grovyle, because if they go for Pledge, it's a Grass type, not a Water type move, which is actually such a big deal. Yeah, I'm going to go for Sacred Fire. If they go for Detect, that's fine. I at least get the Stone Axe into Primarina. That's 25% in a Calyx, which is nice. Okay, they go for Protect. Man, if I went for Feint Extreme Speed turn one, that would have been massive. Okay. Because I go for the Stone Axe plus the Sacred Fire attempt. Okay. I really want to get a Stone Axe before the Cali Ice comes in because I really want that 25%. I have Sash on this, and I Don't know. They could go for Hyper Voice, I suppose, but I'm okay with them going for Hyper Voice because that means I'll have speed control. So I'm just gonna go for a Sacred Fire into the Grovyle and go for the Stone Axe. We do see the Pledge, which is fine. This is a grass type attack based off Premier special attack because of the Pledge. They do hit the Kleavor, which I do have Focus Sash for, so I was fine with this. Okay. Swamp envelops the team, but that's perfectly acceptable. I will be able to get the Sacred Fire and the Stone Axe off, hopefully. Stone Axe does a good amount of Primarina. Excellent. The rocks are up, so that's huge for the Cali Ice plan. And we do land the Sacred Fire in the Grovyle. Did we get the burn is a good question, because I would love to see if we get the burn. The burn would mean I don't have to play around the shenanigans, but nope. Okay. I will go for the double protect here to stall out a turn of the Pledge. The Grovyle, if it switches out, will always go down in the future. We're actually going to see the Terra, which is fine. Okay. So they go for Terra Ghost to probably avoid the extreme speed, which is fine. I was wondering if I should have fainted plus Sacred Fire to KO the previous turn, but I think I'd rather have the rocks up plus the damage to Premier is actually kind of nice. We will go for the Protect with the Kleavor as well as the Entei. As Endeavor does come out into the Entei and probably a Hyper Voice attempt. Yep, okay. That's not too bad. I can go for Feint Extreme Speed in the Primarina, which could pick up the knockout. The question is, where do I want a Terra? Because that's going to be a good question. There's 2 turns of the Swamp, so another double protect will help out. If we get rid of Primarina, that would be nice. We are Terra normal, so I think we could KO. I think I'd probably want to go for it. I think we will go for the Feint and Primarina. The question is, do I think normal extreme speed KOs? Probably not. Although Terra normal extreme speed could KO the Primarina naturally here as well, since it probably has speed. You know what? I'm going to X-Scissor the Grovyle. I'm just going to go for the Terra normal extreme speed and hope that KOs the Primarina with the Muscle Band. I'm hoping the Muscle Band actually comes in clutch. I would have preferred a Life Orb on this team if I had the choice. I would have put Life Orb on the Entei, but we are not. So Terra normal. We will sacrifice the HP on our Terramon to hopefully clear the board here and set up for a decent spot. Extreme speed. Hopefully this KOs. Nice. Okay. So we are able to get rid of the Grovyle as well as the rocks are up. So not a terrible spot. It's not ideal, but it's not bad. We are able to KO the Grovyle here. Nice. Okay. Now it's how do we beat the Cali Ice? Because the Cali Ice is still a super threatening, scary mon. So who is going to be next to Cali Ice? Because I know Cali Ice is definitely in the back. The question is, who's the partner? It's a Moongus. Okay. So we definitely want Entei around. Okay. Rock's damage is very nice to add up. They're probably going to Pollen Puff and Glacial Lance, I imagine. They don't have Terra anymore, which is nice. I don't think they're ever sporing one of my switch-ins. I think I'm going to go out into Lapras, and I'm just going to go for a Protect with Entei. I think this is either they attempt a Trick Room here and Pollen Puff, expecting the double protect read, or they're going to go for Glacial Lance and Pollen Puff. That's what I would assume that is going to come out here. This kind of plays a mid-ground into both. It's not ideal, but it's still possible. I really wish I didn't bring Arboliva now, because the Primarina didn't end up being as problematic as I thought. They go for Rage Powder, which is interesting here because they have the speed advantage. Are they going for Trick Room? They did go for Trick Room. Ah, that was worst case scenario. All right, Swamp disappears from the battlefield. This is Glacial Lance. I do not have a swap. I do not have a swap. I could go for Helping Hand Terra Normal Extreme Speed, but that definitely doesn't knock out probably the Calyrex. Is that my only option though? I might have to. Unfortunately. had to get the 50-50 right of Trick Room or Glacial Lance. I should have probably attacked. I'm gonna go for Helping Hand Extreme Speed into Calyrex. Not much I can do. All my Pokemon faint to Glacial Lance, so I guess it doesn't matter if this thing gets a boost. All right, so Terra Normal, Helping Hand Extreme Speed probably does like 50%. Yeah, it's not enough. I go for Spore and the Lapras. Just can't see where I'm getting a win here. Glacial Lance. I would have to hope that Arboliva can do something. That is my only hope, is Arboliva can do something. But yeah, we do lose the Entei here, which is not too surprising. You know what's crazy? If I brought Rayquaza over... If I brought Rayquaza instead of Arboliva, I might have actually had a chance. Should I have gone for a Terra Fire Arboliva game plan? No, because I needed the Terra Normal to ensure to KO on Primarina that turn, or Hyper Voice. I guess I could have maybe tried to go out... Maybe I could have tried to go out into my Lapras on the Hyper Voice instead. But that allowed more opportunities for Endeavor strats, so I don't think it would change too much. I need to hope that they very much... I don't think the Arboliva is min speed either. Yeah, so the Kali Ice... Well, Kali Ice has speed for sure on this team, actually. I hope the Amoonguss for some reason doesn't pollen up the Kali Ice or doesn't have it. That's my only hope, I think. Or maybe the Amoonguss has speed on this team. Yeah, like, very unlikely. Okay, game over. Game is over. Wait, that did a lot. Arboliva tried its best, man. Arboliva tried its best. That's actually crazy. I was like, what is that damage? Oh, what actually sucks is Degrassi Turret is even worse for me, as that gives them healing. I guess it gives Lapras healing, so maybe they're... I should probably not be coping. This is definitely not a chance to win, unfortunately. I tried my best with this. Unfortunately, yeah, Arboliva was just a bad call. I was worried about like Primarina under Trick Room, because there was a world where they went like Farigiraf, Amoonguss, Calyrex, Ice, and Primarina instead of the Pledge mode, which scared me. But yeah, that didn't end up working. Is there a world? No, there's 2 times a Trick Room. Nah, I can't win. Well, I could hope theoretically that they mess up, because one of the plays I could hope that they go for some reason would be, because like here's what's probably gonna happen. You go for Pollen Puff Glacial, you go for Pollen Puff Glacial, and then Trick Room runs out. Even if I get Double Protect, you Rage Powder Glacial. It's like there's not much I can do. Unfortunate. I had to get the call right. I had to call the Calyrex gun for Trick Room. If I called the Calyrex gun for Trick Room and KO'd the Amoonguss, at least we had a chance, because we could have stalled out Trick Room that way. But I probably should have gambled, because I did reveal that I was like, okay, I'm double protecting to stall the Pledge earlier, so the double protect on the last turn was a bit obvious. All right, let's go over to games. And game 1 ended up getting a great spot. The Terra Dragon Lapras to survive the body press to fire off an Icy Wind. Rayquaza was safe to set up getting a Swords Dance up for free. Then next turn, they gave me so much damage into POW and the KO in his Zamazenta, and it just really started allowing me to snowball from there. In game 2, oh man, got the turn 1 read wrong with the Surging Strikes, but Moltres actually took the Surging Strikes a lot better than I thought at +1, which was huge. It was looking pretty bad though, because I was not expecting to Terra Ghost on the Iron Valiant, but luckily my Rayquaza was not their target of choice and was able to get a Swords Dance up for free, and then I was able to capitalize, allowing the Rayquaza next to the Entei to be able to sweep the rest of the team. In game 3, Entei was on point. I want this Entei in my game because it was able to get 3 Sacred Fire burns alongside a critical hit into Miraidon as well, for some massive damage into my opponent's team. Was able to put the Miraidon into extreme speed range, get in the Rayquaza safely, and then just sweep from there, because they have already taken so much damage at this point that I was just able to get the Rayquaza into good position, especially because they didn't respect the Arboliva for till the near the end of the game, where they definitely lost all momentum. Game 4, this was absolutely crazy, but Galarian Moltres was able to do so much to my opponent's team as they played super passively, and I was just able to get a lot of free damage, including a knockout into the Latios. That was a bit risky on my side, but I was anticipating the wide guard as well as the tailwind on that turn so they could capitalize on the offense the next 3 turns. Got that call right. Getting the KO on Latios was huge, and then was just able to start building up more damage to allow the Rayquaza in the back to be able to sweep the remainder. In game 5, this game was a bit nuts because I was not expecting how the game would go, and I don't remember playing an Assault Vest Raging Bolt with a Zamazenta ever, but they were wide guarding like they knew the team that the Rayquaza had the Earthquake. I did go for some very risky plays because I was pretty much forced to in the situation after they kept going for the double wide guard on the Earthquake. So I had to make some read, and they ended up going for a massive misplay with the Thunderclap, which I needed because otherwise I was just losing the game. I was able to get the Earthquake, called a non-wide guard, and then Earthquake was able to knock out the Raging Bolt and Zamazenta, and then against the Xianpao luckily was able to win. In game 6, it really showcases even if you get a lot of reads right and you do get a lot of decent positioning, it's still pretty bad if you let one turn slip away from you. And I feel like a lot of the cases I was able to get a pretty good Stone Axe. I was able to call the Terra Ghost on the Grovyle. I was able to get the KO on Primarina. All were pretty massive for my team. I think the only real misplay was letting the Calyx Ice get Trick Room up, and I guess I should have risked the Sacred Fire because all my Pokemon were basically going down to Glacial Lands at that point, so I kind of had to make a call right if I wanted to be able to win the game, or I would have just not brought Arboliva because I thought Primarina was going to be more difficult. I got rid of it a lot easier than I expected. And even then, like, I had Pokemon that were just flying types in the back, so they probably wouldn't have been able to do much with Glacial Lands anyway, but maybe it would have given an opportunity if I had one more Extreme Speed Mon. So this team, I'm not sure if it's a winning team by any stretch if you want to try a team, but if you do want to try a team that has some really unique Mons and try to go for like a really set up strategy with Rayquaza that where it centralizes, it's a decent team. It's pretty fun. I have no idea, again, the concept. I guess it's the anime for Pokemon. That's where the 6 come from, I suppose. But overall, there were some definitely interesting elements to the team. Would I have liked other moves? Yes. Would I have liked other items? Yes. But I used the exact team as it was. Rising Scent would be nice on Rayquaza for damage. You might not even need Sword Sense at times. Would I like Life Orb on Entei? Absolutely. But overall, there were definitely some fun elements to this team and definitely some wild battles. Like that first game that I had with the team, that was my first game I played ever with this team. And let me just say, that was insane to me. I'm like, okay, after this battle, I wasn't even sure like it was even going to make it through towards a final product of this video. I was like, I'll try it. And if it doesn't do well, like it might be too niche, but and it showcased really well, so I'm very shocked. If you would like to try out the team, the rental code is on the screen. Make sure you try it out. If it's available, hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. If not, you can check out the details of the team and Kinugawa down below in the description, and of course subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.